Let's go live. Here we are. Welcome to the Antidote, y'all. Welcome to the Antidote. Here we talk about the most pressing issues in our world right now. The things that are the most divisive, the things that got us wondering, like, what the hell is going on? And we look for ways that we can come together. Where's some common ground? That feels so elusive right now. Absolutely, it feels so elusive right now. But we can do that. And we talk about how we heal from this. How do we move forward in a way that might bring us together, it might not. We're gonna let some people get here. We got TikTok. You can join us on TikTok. What's up, TikTok folks? If you see me looking up, checking that chat. You can always drop questions or comments. Please let me know where you're joining from. If you're watching right now live, go ahead and hit that like. Invite your friends. What's up, y'all? What's up, Deborah? DLR. We're going to get started here in 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm hoping that everything works out well. I'm still trying to get the hang of this technology, y'all. To be perfectly honest, I'm still trying to get the hang of this technology. How are y'all feeling? Did people watch Trump's speech, joint speech yesterday? I watched parts of it and I just couldn't hang. Oh, let's make sure this is on so TikTok folks can hear me. TikTok folks, can y'all hear me better now? Can you hear me better now, TikTok folks? If you're joining us, make sure you like this live. Go ahead. Invite your friends up there on TikTok. We got the cameras aligned this time. The other past weeks, TikTok got it from the side, but that was weird to be looking back and forth. So no matter where you're joining from, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And you know what? Hold on. Let's go like this. TikTokers, this might be the move right here, y'all. This might be the move. Look at that. What's up? Yes. Go ahead and like this live. Go ahead and invite your friends, please. We're here for all of that. And we are going to go ahead and get started. What's up, folks on YouTube? What's up, folks on TikTok? We are here. This is The Antidote. I am your boy, Ryan Verdon. I run an organization called Lyric Cultural Coaching. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and check that out. We appreciate it. We do The Antidote every week, every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain, and 5 o'clock Pacific. Hit all them time zones there. I got people who love and appreciate me and all those. What's up, y'all? If you're watching, invite your friends over on TikTok. Like it. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Hit that like button. Let's jump into the show, y'all. Let's jump into the show. And I could not wait to talk about this today. I could not wait, y'all, to talk about this today. Ben Shapiro. Do you know how long I've been like, yo, Ben, holler at me, my dude. Holler at me, because I would give it to you. You think you're so smart and you think you're so cute and clever and all that, and you're just not. You're just not. And your latest foolishness has to do with the murder of George Floyd and the conviction of Derek Chauvin. You are now out here telling folks that Derek Chauvin should be pardoned, that Donald Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin. That is so fundamentally wild. I like, how disconnected from humanity do you have to be to make that argument? The police state convicted that man. That's how messed up that was. And the whole world saw it. The whole world saw Derek Chauvin kneeling on the neck of George Floyd. And so I don't want to litigate or prove what we already know, right? That George Floyd was murdered. He was convicted. Had lots of opportunities. He was convicted in multiple trials, y'all. He had state charges and he got fed charges. Multiple trials, that man was convicted. But just in case people don't know, let's stipulate some things. he had of his holy oppression was murder. Absolutely, he was of his holy oppression. We got trolls in the YouTube comments. Let's go, Rib. I love to have you on here. But yes, he was murdered. He was murdered. Yes, he had a counterfeit 20. Yes, he had drugs in his system. None of that makes it okay for Derek Chauvin to have taken his life. Absolutely none of it. He was not a threat. He was not resisting. There was nothing. Derek Chauvin is a murderous pig. And I'm an abolitionist, so I'm not going to say he deserves to rot in prison. He deserves to heal from the shallowness of whiteness. He deserves to heal from all the things that that whiteness takes from us. Because you have to be so sick to do those things, right? And let's not forget that he has a long rap sheet of this type of violence, and it's just absurd, right? So Ben Shapiro, anyway, said that Donald Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin. Rib, we can do that. I'd love to have the conversation with you. Maybe next week. Appreciate you joining in. Anybody else watching in the chat, go ahead and engage my man. So he said that Elon Musk, the real president, right, the man running the show, then retweets it and says something to think about. So here we got MAGA up in arms, y'all. There, oh yeah, absolutely. We need to do this. We need to do that. And in case you were wondering, if you needed any other evidence that MAGA is fundamentally about white supremacy, that MAGA is fundamentally about catering to the fragile white male ego, this is it. This is it. This is what MAGA is doing. TikTok, let me get this on here for you. There's no other world other than a white supremacist patriarchal world would you even entertain the idea that Derek Chauvin should be pardoned, right? I would entertain the idea that we can think of another way to rehabilitate, to respond to the harm that he caused, to the violence that he caused. I don't think prison is the answer for anybody, even somebody as treacherous as Derek Chauvin. But to suggest that he should be pardoned is wild, and all it is catering to whiteness. It's catering to the fragile white male ego. And so what do we do about that? Here on The Antidote, we look for ways to connect, right? We look for ways to talk about how we move forward. So how do we move forward from this? Well, first and foremost, it's to ask people to be human, right? It's to ask people to be human. In this particular case, we have some very clear parallels that we can draw, right? So fentanyl is a drug. Lots of people, let's be clear about this too. Lots of people use and abuse drugs. It knows no racial boundary. It knows no class boundary. It knows no geographic boundary. Lots of people across the world use and abuse drugs. Elon Musk swears by ketamine, also a drug. And so it's wild that a drug addict, Elon Musk, is damning somebody to death, giving somebody a death sentence for using drugs, right? But maybe we can link there, right? We can find the humanity in that and draw them parallels. Or, and again, I want to be clear that sometimes people are so gone that there is no coming back or connecting on both sides together. It just is what it is. Some folks are not ever going to see the humanity. They're so invested in whiteness. They're so caught up in it that they're never going to want to move away from it. But I don't think that that's everybody. I really don't. I think there are people who don't understand and have never been asked to consider why they're so bought in and committed to a narrative that requires the dehumanization of other human beings, that requires thinking about other human beings as less than themselves. That's kind of that's where I think we need to start, right? Is asking folks, why are you so committed to this way of being, to this way of thinking? How can you hear somebody calling for their mom? How can you contextualize his death and hear all the things and think that somehow he was asking for it or deserved that, or that there's any sort of anything that he could have done to justify that? Why are people so committed to that? That's what I would start. I ask that question a lot when people respond to, when we talk about the leaving MAGA hashtags and all that. And you see on social media all over, you see white MAGA Trump supporters saying, like, I didn't realize that this was going to impact me in this way, right? And that's what whiteness does. It makes us individual. It makes us blind to the ways that we are all interconnected. And then, we're in the find out phase. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Also want to be clear, even if Trump pardons Derek Chauvin, which he might do. I heard a lot of people say that he might not. I think he might. He knows what his base is. His base is white nationalists. His base wants to see the advantages of whiteness heaped upon white people, and damned be the consequences. So he might. That still wouldn't free Derek Chauvin. He has state charges. He's convicted at the state level. That man is going to stay in jail. Yeah, so there's that. That's what's happening. Oh, Lord, help us, huh? Like, what? How do you witness the murder of a man and then blame him for his own death? If that doesn't demonstrate the moral erosion of whiteness, I'm not sure what does. And here it is, white people, if you're watching this, whether you're on TikTok right now, on YouTube after, or on YouTube right now, we don't have to abide by that. That's a made up thing. We don't have to. We can choose to say, hey, you know what? I'm actually going to lean into humanity here. I'm actually going to ask myself some of these hard questions and see where we go from here. So, and it doesn't look like we're going to do that. That's our second story. But before we get to the second story, if you're watching right now, go ahead and like this live over on TikTok. Please like this live. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and like it, share, do all the things. Appreciate it. Invite your friends. What's up, Yolanda? What's up, Dare Bear? Ren, Bookworm, Tracy, how you doing? Thanks for being here. We would definitely appreciate you inviting your friends and liking the live. He was calling for his girlfriend Holmes. We got a comment on YouTube. That's actually not true. You want to know how I know that? I'm actually close with it was his fiance actually. And that's not true. And on the video you can see that. He might have asked for it at some point, but he also is talking about his mom. He was mourning his mom's death. So again, I ask why we're so invested in demonizing a man who was murdered on that. And what does it say about you that you can watch that murder and think that he deserved that? That's crazy. And that brings us to our second story. Here we are. Again, making excuses for murderous cops. And it's happening in Virginia. On Friday, Officer Wesley Shiflett was convicted of reckless handling of a firearm. He shot Timothy Johnson in the back as he was running away from him. Shot into like dark forest. And he suspected Timothy Johnson of shoplifting some sunglasses. Fired after Timothy Johnson was running away. Again, shoplifting, even if that's true, doesn't come with a death sentence. The only way that you think that that's okay is if you don't believe that that's another human being there. If you don't believe that that's another human being, then yes, that will happen. Then the death sentence is appropriate. And yet here we are, not not acknowledging that truth, which is wild, to me. Getting that TikTok mic back in place, y'all. So Officer Wesley Shiflett was convicted of reckless handling of a firearm, and on Friday he was sentenced to 3 years. 3 years. The governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, has decided that was excessive, that was inappropriate, and he pardoned Officer Shiflett today, or maybe yesterday. I don't know exactly what the day was. Either way, Wesley Shiflett was pardoned, and here we are again with the example of white men showing wanton disregard for black life, and resulting in the taking of that life, not being held accountable. And again, I'm a prison abolitionist, so I'm not saying held accountable as in go to jail. What I am saying is we are all connected. If we want a community that is going to be free from oppression, free from violence, that is going to live in something that resembles harmony or something that somebody might call just, we have to be able to see humanity in other people. And here we are not able to do that once again. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking. Wesley Shiflett was actually acquitted of involuntary manslaughter, right? And then convicted of this lesser charge, reckless handling of a firearm. This game that we play with what worth does human life have, particularly when we're talking about black life, is an indictment of us as white folks. And I want to say why. Right here. Tyler, you can't hear anything? Hold on. How about now, Tyler? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the tech piece. I'm not a ride solo. I'm still learning this out. We can hear it now. Perfect. There we go. I think I had to charge that. So what we're talking about, y'all, is getting caught up. We are talking about Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkin pardoning Officer Wesley Shiflett, who was convicted of reckless handling of a firearm after shooting Timothy Johnson in the back as he was running away from him. Timothy Johnson was suspected of shoplifting some sunglasses. He was 36. I saw conflicting reports, 36 or 37 years old. And we're talking about this game that we play about the value of black life within whiteness, within white supremacy. And I was saying this is an indictment of white folks and the way whiteness strips us of our humanity. And I want to be clear about why I say that is because it is just historical fact. This is not opinion. This is not analysis. This is historical fact that the system, the criminal justice system, let's stay focused on that, was made by white men, with white men in mind, and for white men, particularly land-owning white men, which is why poverty has always been an indicator of who will get the worst of the criminal justice system as well, right? But we've never rectified that. We have never rectified that, which means that we are living and perpetuating in white supremacy, in a system that was made for, by, and to the benefit of white folks. And this game that we play of like, oh, let's acquit him of involuntary manslaughter, but then convict him of this lesser crime of reckless handling of a firearm is disgusting. It's disgusting on multiple levels, right? Because it places value on human life, which is invaluable. All human life is invaluable. Let's be clear about that. And then it actually offers us a way to abstain or ignore our responsibility as community members to be able to understand why these harms happen. Why did this happen? and keep them from happening again. And I think no matter where you're at on the political spectrum, that's something that you're interested in, I would imagine, is keeping harm from happening again. And I think that that's super important, but we don't have a system that does that. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? We just don't have that system, and the more that we consider this punitive carceral state as a vehicle for justice, the farther we actually get from that system. So again, I don't think Wesley Shiflett should be buried under the jail. I don't think that prison is the answer. I think healing is the answer, and community is the answer, and a facilitation of connection. And I think that's going to take a whole lot. It's going to take a drastic, radical, revolutionary shift in our society. But I believe that that's the only way that we get to a place where our world can resemble anything that folks would call just. And that's what we do here on The Antidote, is we look for those ways. So again, I think we really got to take seriously the movement around prison abolition and the way that it rethinks a paradigm, because what we have currently is not working, right? We can see that with the Wildcat strike in New York, and the way that prisoners are dying there, and the fact that prison guards are striking because they were trying to there was laws passed that tried to make the prisons more humane. The way that we dispose of humanity is disgusting, and it's to our own detriment, for us white folks, if we continue to allow it. And again, it's being done in our names, right? And that's not to say that I'm talking to white people because I'm white, but it's certainly perpetuated across racial lines, not in the same ways as white folks do it, but it's perpetuated. That's because we all live in whiteness. Yeah, and again, if you need a real quick understanding, white supremacy is institutions, policies, laws, and practices being made for white people by white people to the benefit of white people. Whiteness is the conditioning that comes from those systems. That's what we mean when we say that, at least here on The Antidote. Okay, so that's our second story, y'all. Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkin pardoning Officer Wesley Shiflett after he was convicted on Friday, less than a week ago. On Friday, convicted of reckless handling of a firearm and sentenced to 3 years in prison for the taking of a life, of a black life, unarmed black man, Timothy Johnson, for even if this is true, shoplifting sunglasses. Shoplifting sunglasses does not come with a death sentence. Can't say it enough. Unfortunately, this moment is one where people are not going to be like, are not going to hear that. Can y'all hear me now on TikTok? Can y'all hear me now? Go ahead and like this, please. My mic is messing up, so we're gonna have to be like this real quick. Appreciate y'all. This is happening at a moment. I wanted to say again, I don't know if y'all saw, but the Black Lives Matter Plaza, where they have most people recognize it, where they have in big gold letters, Black Lives Matter down the street. They are redoing that, right? We are past that moment as a society. And so this type of stuff is going to go under the radar. People aren't going to be outraged about it. And that's our fault. Again, white folks, progressive community, we did not solidify the gains we needed to solidify. We're learning the lessons now, though, I think, and we have to learn those lessons if we're gonna do what we need to do to battle white supremacy. So that starts with recognizing what I call the wound of whiteness and the mutual interest that we have in the dismantling of systems of oppression. So that's what The Antidote is about. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and like this if you're on TikTok. Invite your friends to join this. We got a chat going on YouTube. Folks, feel free to jump on there. Woke is on the back foot. Let's talk about woke real quick. Like, this is ridiculous, right? One, that comes from a tradition of making sure that you understand the threats to safety, the real threats to safety, that black folks were experiencing in other marginalized groups. That it became a pejorative is interesting to me, because why would you not want to be woke? Why would you not want to be aware? And that actually is a perfect segue to our third story before we get to the Q&A section. Our third story is about trans mice, y'all. But I want to go back to that question. Why wouldn't you want to be woke? You wouldn't want to be woke because you wouldn't want to be aware of how mediocre you really are. And I say that, like, the mediocrity of white men particularly is through the roof, y'all. And it's these white men that they put on TV that we give all this power to that blows my mind. So let's talk about this, y'all. Even if you didn't watch Trump's, I don't even know what you want to call it. It was less of a speech and more of a parade of lies. Even if you didn't watch this, you probably saw the clip or heard about where he says $8 million for making mice trans. And then he even says, this is a real thing. And the reality is, it's not. It's not a real thing. He didn't even read it right. And I know there's what's up, Jay? There's this place, or there's been a few people who have said, most notably, whose dude used to date Kim Kardashian? Man, what's his name? The comedian. The comedian. What's his name? I'm spacing on his name. Anyway, he said Trump can't read, right? They gave him some stuff and he couldn't read it. Well, here we got further evidence of this. If you know his name, put it in the chat, please. I'm spacing. He was with Kim Kardashian and all that on SNL. The term that they're talking about is transgenic mice, not transgender mice. Transgenic mice are mice that have had human DNA, and I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, so this might be wrong, but this is a high level. But from my understanding, they are mice that have been injected with some level of human DNA, human genes, so that we can test how human genetics respond to medicines, for example, and different things. It's been instrumental in scientific breakthroughs and things like that. Thank you for the likes. Go ahead and continue liking this. Invite your friends. And so transgenic mice are proving to be instrumental in helping for scientific breakthroughs and to create a better space for humans. Well, this goofball thought that it said transgender mice and got on TV in a joint session of Congress, all the pomp and circumstance of that nonsense, got on there and literally said, $8 million to make mice trans. This is real. This is real. And nobody in his circle was like, hey, actually, we should read this. What is it actually talking about? Maybe he didn't read the teleprompter correctly, but I actually think they just didn't read this. I don't think they cared enough. I think these are such mediocre people, such unserious people, that they just didn't read it. And here we are. Again, everybody will be hurt by his incompetence, by his administration's incompetence. And so this is the cost of white mediocrity, right? This is why whiteness is a disease. Literally, it's literally going to spread diseases, right? Especially pulling out of the World Health Organization and pulling out that he's literally going to make us sick. But also, he's demonstrating the extent to which whiteness erodes our own capabilities. And it's funny because in the midst of this attack on DEI, right, everybody's so concerned about, or the people who are like, no, I don't have a problem with communities of color. I don't have a problem with this. I actually don't want the people of color to think that they got the job because of affirmative action. That's why I think we need to get rid of it. They ain't never worried about that with white folks. They ain't never talking to the white men in their life and being like, yo, do you realize that you don't have to compete with the vast majority of the population in the world? Does that make you feel inadequate? Nobody ever asks that. And I wonder why. I wonder why. I don't actually wonder why. I know why. It's the same reason that this dude Rib Rascals in the chats on YouTube talking about he might be trolling. I love it. This is the type of mediocrity that we have to deal with, right? Instead of being like, damn, that's embarrassing. Why can't the president of the United States read this goofball is going to say he's trolling and that he loves it? In what world is that an acceptable thing to do or to say or to believe, except for in a world where you've been artificially propped up, right? Except for in a world where you've been artificially propped up. And that is to the detriment of everybody. That is to the detriment of everybody. And so this is the place where we're at, y'all. In a joint session of Congress, the President of the United States demonstrated his illiteracy. His or his administration's. I don't know which one's worse. I think they're both horrifyingly bad and embarrassing, but sorry, my beard itches too. It's a sad place to be, for sure. It is a sad place to be. What's up, Mr. Diego? What's up, Jonathan? Tony, what's up? Hey, if y'all could like this live, I really appreciate it. Invite your friends. We are at that point, y'all, where we take questions, comments, and concerns. The reminder, our 3 stories today: Ben Shapiro and Elon Musk calling for Derek Chauvin to be pardoned. How that demonstrates just the erosion of morality and basic decency that undergirds white masculinity. That's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to go into was George Floyd murdered. Lots of people have done that. The medical examiner says that. Juries understood that. Everybody did that. They're baiting violence. I agree with that. Freyas, is that how you say that? Apologize if I said it wrong. I think they are just saying the most outlandish things they can to see what happens. That's a real thing. I think it's like some sort of really messed up psyops. I think that's probably like that. Hey, what's up, Laura? How you doing? I think they are doing that. I think they are doing that. I miss you, yo. I need to come see you. Get tatted. The second story was the Virginia governor Glenn Youngkin pardoning ex-officer Wesley Shiflett after he shot and killed Tony Johnson, shot him in the back. Wesley Shiflett was convicted of reckless handling of a firearm, was acquitted of involuntary manslaughter. My understanding, he fired into a forest that it was dark, he couldn't see. So I imagine that, again, and the part that matters the most is this game we play with human life. Who's are worthy and who's aren't. That's wild. And again, I think undergirds how we need to adjust and make some drastic shifts into how we think about this. And then our third story was the way that whiteness allows the elevation of white mediocrity, and Trump talking about trans mice, misunderstanding or not understanding at all, or not reading or not feeling like he even needs to. Either way, it's all embarrassing. Transgenic mice and the scientific breakthroughs that come from that. All of these circle around the same thing, which is that white masculinity is going to get us all killed. It's going to get us all killed if we don't do something about it. And that starts with white men. And yeah, I want to shout out, it's Women's History Month. I believe today is National Women's Day. So shout out to all the women out there, all the women in my life who definitely make it better. Thank you. We are taking questions. We are taking questions, yo. We got some people on TikTok. We got some people on YouTube. I'm checking both of them. No matter where you're watching this, go ahead and like this. Like it hit that like button on YouTube. Subscribe. If you're watching after the fact, we still appreciate you liking it and comment. I promise I'll comment back. If you're over here on TikTok, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Keenan, what's up? PP poo poo. I like that. How you doing? We're taking questions, y'all. We're taking questions. This is The Antidote. We talk about some of the most pressing current events and think about how do we move forward together? How do we find some common ground? And again, I think for the most part, people want the same things. People want the same things. We want to live in peace. We want to be able to get along. I told a colleague today that I want to live in a world where if you don't like me, you don't like me because I'm Ryan and I can be an asshole, not because you think I'm racist or anything like that. Rib, what does that mean? White men represent. What exactly are you representing, Rib? I appreciate this. What are you representing? What does that even mean, white men represent? What does it mean to be white? Where do white people come from? All of those are rhetorical, my guy. You probably don't know those. Or you can watch some of my other videos. They tell you. Yeah, unfortunately it's not, you're right, it's not true that people want the same things. Some people are just the ops and, deal with them how you deal with them. When people focus on differences and forget to look for common, they demonize each other. Exactly. Now it's important, I think, we got to be able to have the conversations about the ways that some of these constructed divisions facilitate us experiencing life differently. But at the end of the day, we are all human, and we got to find a way to connect, and we're all interconnected, and so we got to figure it out together. I'm not gonna feed the trolls in the YouTube comments. Y'all can go over there and do that. Laughing at MAGA, how you doing? What questions do we have? The real questions. I think I want to what we got there. I want to make sure that we're understanding too, like when people start to talk about, oh yeah, maybe we should pardon Derek Chauvin. The questions we ask, how we get to the antidote, is ask them why they're so committed. Why is it so important to them that they find an excuse for Derek Chauvin's brutality? What is it about watching Derek Chauvin murder George Floyd? What is it about their own experience that they're so afraid of looking at? What is it about hearing George Floyd ask for his mom that makes them want to say, yeah, but he was high? You know what I mean? Like, those are the questions that turn the gaze back to ourselves and to our own healing. And I'm talking again here as a white man, right? When we talk about Governor Youngkin pardoning Officer Shiflett, we need to talk about what is it about that makes you feel seen, and is that something you want to be seen with? Why do you relate more to that police officer than you do a fellow human being who got murdered, right? What is it about that? When you hear somebody be so clumsy and so nonchalant about really important things like science, like climate, in the supposedly the most powerful man in the world, what is it that makes you want to excuse that? What is it that makes you want to excuse that? Those are the questions for how we begin to start towards healing. Precedents aren't above the law, especially with yeah, exactly. And it's funny because those are in contradiction, right? The executive orders, and he said it in his speech that if you kill a cop, it's an automatic death penalty. And then he pardoned a bunch of people that caused harm, caused violence, that were violent with the police, right? And so again, it demonstrates the role of the police in this society is not actually to protect and serve common people. It is to do the bidding of whiteness, particularly cis hetero white men. We see that with the murder of trans people across the country, out in New York, and you know, it's not a game. It's not a game. Rib, when did you? So here's the thing, Rib. I'm not guilty about being white. I refuse that. Whiteness was something that's prescribed onto me, and I take responsibility for it. But whiteness isn't a real thing, and I think it's important to answer this. Whiteness isn't a real thing. Whiteness is a social construct that comes from the colonies after Bacon's Rebellion, because poor white folks, poor Europeans, and African slaves were banding together to overthrow rich people. And in order to divide that revolutionary group, the elite rich folks like William Berkeley made it illegal for black and white people to get married. That's the first time that the term white is used to describe a group of people, right? If you're, my people, my ancestry is Celtic, and I resonate with people who are resisting colonial oppression, who resist settler violence. That's why I stand with the people in Palestine and the West Bank and in Gaza, because that's what reminds me of my humanity, not being white. Being white was something that my people thought that they were going to give them a leg up, and they didn't know how much it was going to cost us, and it cost us a whole hell of a lot. And I'm here to say I ain't want no part of that. No part of that. Hey, King, is that Allie Bell? What's up? That's got to be you. You'd be the only one that come in saying that. Thanks for joining here. If you're watching, make sure you like this live on YouTube. Like it on TikTok. Like it. If you're watching after the fact, like it and share it. Please, please, please. I'm taking questions. We're still taking questions. What questions do y'all have? I'm even taking questions from trolls over on in the YouTube chat. I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all of that. Again, it's Women's History Month. Shout out to all the women in my life. I believe it's National Women's Day. Do something nice for your mama, your partner, your sister, just your friend. What questions do we have? Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. You hear of the new proposed, man, every single day it feels like there's another anti-trans bill out here. Every other day, man. I had a dude in my comments talk about he supports MAGA because his daughter was going to be safe in the bathroom. And I can't help but wonder, like, y'all know that we're all in unisex bathrooms in our house, right? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And it's I'm like, why are people so afraid of that? I don't get it. I get being confused and having questions. I certainly get that. I've been on my own journey with understanding that. I don't get why it like is such a visceral topic for people. Like, I don't understand that. Let people live. Let people live. A woman is somebody who believes they're a woman, Rib. That's what a woman is. Yeah, like definitely, like you're definitely more likely to be harmed by a cis man than you are a trans person. That's for sure. That's for sure. Right? Just like you're more likely to be killed by a white nationalist than you are by a Muslim or any other group of people in this country. White nationalists are the most dangerous group of people. What's up, Ari? Thanks for being here. Go ahead and thank you for the like. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We were talking about all kinds of stuff. Musk and Ben Shapiro pardoning Chauvin, asking Trump to pardon Chauvin. Virginia's governor, Glenn Youngkin, pardoned a murderous cop. And we were talking about the trans mice and Trump's illiteracy. But I'm down to talk about anything else. Those are the three topics that I want to talk about tonight. I'm here to answer any questions. Like I said, I'm even taking questions from the troll in the YouTube comments. Chemical Deche, how you doing? Yo, listen, I've been looking. The thing is, though, if you move to Canada, Trump's about to invade. Who knows if that would even help? Who knows if that would even help? I love being here with y'all, talking to y'all. For real, yo, and that's because white men make the rules, first of all, and they know that they can be harmed by them. It's like Stockholm syndrome for real. And also, I don't understand why white men do this. Like I said, like there we have so much more to offer than what patriarchy and white supremacy want us to give, right? Like we have emotional intelligence. We feel the whole range. Like we are so narrow, and I don't understand our desire to be mediocre or to not push ourselves. And anyway, that might be that we might have to jump on a whole nother thing to talk about that, yo. Do you listen to hip hop? I do listen to hip hop. Could you tell? Matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how why white people were so mad at Kendrick's halftime show. That's not all I listen to, though. I appreciate all kinds of music. Chemist, how you doing? Hey, I'd appreciate it. Can y'all like this? I don't know what these. I'm still trying to learn the TikTok like lives and stuff. It got some diamonds up here. I don't know what this lightning bolt is, but if y'all go ahead and like this, I'd really really appreciate it. I thought it was genius too, yo. I really thought it was genius. I really thought it was genius. Appreciate y'all liking it. Oh, look at I got a reward complete. Hey, yeah. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, y'all. What should we talk about? I got a few more minutes. Got a few more minutes. I'm gonna start bringing on guests too. I think I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I got some people that I want to be there. Customer of the year, is that you, Zoe? I will tell her. I will tell her. Christopher, how you doing? Thanks for being here. I'm taking questions at this point. If y'all want to see the show, make sure you go ahead and check it out on the YouTube page. I post it right after. You can catch it there every day. We do this every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Pacific. Hey, man, it's good to see you. How's the family? That's my guy right there. I will for sure. I will for sure, Chris. You do the same. On your way out, make sure you like this. Hey, I'm taking questions. I'm here till 9. I'm going to stay on till 9. I'm doing 14 minutes of questions. It's all out there. Do you like Get Out? I thought Get Out was a really good movie. I thought it demonstrated the absurdity of white liberalism all the time. Peace, Ari. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the likes. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all the things. Appreciate you. Rib, where you from, man? Let's engage, my dude. You've commented a few times. You've been on a roll tonight. Look at you. Blew up the YouTube chat. I'm always curious about people who use like anonymous accounts and stuff. Like, where are you even from? Where do you do this at? What do you get out of it? What's a black movie? You're going to have to be more precise. And look, I'm answering your questions. Answer mine. Where you from? Jules, how you doing? Thanks for being here. We're wrapping up. I'm taking questions until 9, unless everybody leaves before that. Anthony, you still with us over there? Vanessa, what's good? What part of New York, Rib? Yeah, we're in Atlanta now. That's why you ain't seen us. I don't know. Hey, can somebody tell me what the lightning bolt is too? I keep seeing that. I don't know what that. I don't know what that is on the TikTok live. Oh, tri-state area. Okay. Can pay to send you gifts. That's what the lightning bolt is. Lived in New York. Okay. So how did you? Shit, I'll take gifts. Hey, roses and stuff too. I'm gonna have to get into that. I'm gonna have to get into that for real. Rib, where did you feel so threatened around that you had to dive into whiteness? What makes you feel so threatened about it? We just got to get you on, man. Hey, hold on. Actually, yo, let's see. Can I send you the link right now? You want to jump on here, Rib? Let's see if I can't figure this out. Would y'all like me to bring this troll on TikTok? I'll talk some. Oh, now he got scary. He was greasy in the chat though. My dude, he was greasy in the chat. Now he don't got the time. Don't it be like that? Don't it be like that? Rip, whoever didn't give you a hug, they were wrong. Whoever beat you up in middle school, they were wrong. That don't mean that you gotta be like this though. I just want you to know that, okay? I'm here to talk to you about it. I'm here to talk to you about it. We're gonna figure it out. Send me an email. I'm relaxing, bruh. He made sure to throw the bruh in there with the you too. This dude, bruh. Oh, they cracked me up. They cracked me up, y'all. They crack me up. What is going on now? Jeez Louise. What is going on today? My female liberal coworker gave me a hug today at work. That probably made your skin crawl. the way you be on MAGA. Maybe that's it. You know it's okay to love who you love, right? It's okay to love who you love. You be all right. Who we got on here? Who's still with me on TikTok? Man, I can't see who it is. Bonnie, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. All right, y'all. If there ain't no more questions, I'm done playing with this troll in the YouTube comments. And we'll see y'all next week. We will see y'all next week. Peace.